The engines haven't even cooled down yet, and we're already in race week again, this time with the Singapore GP, which has provided some great races in recent seasons, and with so much happening on the tracks, it's worth keeping an eye on the action so you don't miss a thing. Speaking of keeping an eye on the action, subscribe to the channel here, as that's the only way you won't miss a thing about the 2024 Formula One season, with videos that are always full of information and no fuss for you. And if you like this video, leave a like to support our work. Well, starting this week's coverage, we bring you the times of each session and the weather forecast for this weekend, which will have the conventional format, that is, 3 free practice sessions qualifying in the race. Starting early on Friday, September 20th at 5:30 a.m. US time or 10:30 a.m. UK time, we will have the first free practice session of the weekend, lasting 60 minutes and providing the teams and drivers with their first chance to get a feel for these cars on the tricky street circuit. Shortly after, at 9 a.m. US time or 2 p.m. UK time, free practice 2 will take place, providing the teams with a chance to make major adjustments for qualifying in the race, as this session takes place at the same time as qualifying in the race. As usual, the heat is expected to be intense on this first day of track activity, with temperatures reaching 32 degrees, which makes it difficult to adjust the cars and pushes the engines to the limit, requiring more extreme cooling settings to avoid problems and technical failures. Moving on to Saturday, we will also have free practice 3 very early, starting at 5:30 a.m. for the USA or 10:30 a.m. in the UK. This will be the last opportunity for the teams to make final adjustments to the cars with the rest of the weekend in mind, as shortly after, at 9 a.m. in the United States or 2 p.m. in the UK, the qualifying session for the Singapore GP will take place, which will define the starting grid for Sunday's race. And for this second day, the weather will be cloudier, and we may have rain in the early hours of the morning, wetting the track. However, no rain is expected during the sessions, with only the heat even stronger than on Friday, reaching 33 degrees. And finally, on Sunday, the race will begin at 8 a.m. US time or 1 p.m. UK time, with the Singapore GP featuring 62 laps and the promise of many surprises, especially in the battle between Verstappen and Norris for the title this season. On that day, the weather will be much more overcast, with a chance of rain throughout the day, which could make things even more difficult for the teams and drivers, with temperatures continuing to be very high, reaching 33 degrees. Remember that if you can't watch some of the sessions live, don't worry, because here on our channel, we'll bring you a full summary of everything that happened on the track a few minutes after the end. So subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any details about the world of Formula One. And tell me, what are your bets for this race in Singapore? Will McLaren dominate again, or will Verstappen turn things around?